Alright guys, so we're back with Shaggy Small Engines. I know I haven't made a video in a while. The reason being, I just got a little busy. You know, springtime coming around, I had to get everything ready. I'm still not as ready as I'd like to be. I've got a few extra projects that, would be great. But right now, today, a buddy of mine at work asked me to work on his tractor, and of course I assumed that he would give me a little bit something newer. But I don't believe it's the year it says it is. It's a 2008 Murray. 3.5 liter engine. You can see I've already got some of the cosmetic stuff off, and well, he said his wife really liked this lawnmower, so what we're going to do is we're going to work on it. The only things I've really done so far is I've blown it off, cleaned it up a little bit. As you can see, the wheels are greenish. Originally this was red. It's got somebody else's stuff on it because those are all yellow stuff like it came off the Cub Cadet. But shout out to Ricky at my buddy at work, man. He said he wanted something fixed. He brought it to me. He said his wife really loves this lawnmower, and so I thought we'd do a general once over of the project and go ahead and get some stuff done to where it's prettier. But let me let you go. I'll catch on you. Alright guys, so first things first here on this mower, we've gone ahead and taken off all the cosmetic stuff. The shroud, it was a little bit stuck. The engine still turns free. As you can see, the carburetor gas tank combination is laying on my toolbox over here next to my telephono. I removed the spark plug, and it's kind of a good thing I did. I don't know how well you guys can see that on this camera, but it is pretty well messed up. So it's a good thing we ordered a good kit that's got a spark plug in it that we can replace this with. As far as the spark plug wire itself, a little dingy looking, not bad, The motor itself, everything's moving freely, and we should be able to start it over. Alright, so what we've done so far, right? I told you all the cosmetic stuff and everything. We're about to unbox the carburetor and the gas tank, which on this model is straight on top. It uses what's called a straw, and it basically sucks from the bottom of the gas tank directly into the carburetor into the engine. As you can see, it's got a tube coming out the side right here. We've got a new filter, and might have a little surprise from my buddy Ricky whenever we get to putting it back together. He's expecting it to be done and running, but I don't think he's expecting quite what I'm going to do to it. Alright guys, so this is the carburetor kit we got. This one is a plastic tank. The reason I chose the plastic tank over the metal tank is just a factor of rust. With this being an older engine, there's probably a little bit of buildup in the old carburetor, probably from gas just sitting too long. We're also going to do an oil change and a fresh spark plug. This ignition coil that's on here should be firing actually, and pretty much everything else is standard, and we'll see kind of where it goes from here. Alright guys, so right here, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see if I can adjust. Oh, I done forgot how to adjust this thing. It's been a minute. Yeah, that's why I can't figure it out. It's in the friggin' handle. Alright, so as you can see, I went ahead and pulled the old filter out. It's dry. There's no better way to put it. It's gone. Went ahead and pulled the old filter out. We're going to keep everything stock looking for right now at least. The reason being is because when we go to put it on, we don't want to put this on overzealously. We don't want to jump into it. We want to go ahead and go piece by piece. So basically replace everything that you think needs replaced, right? We do have fresh gaskets and everything, fresh spark plug, those kinds of things. This is the gasket that goes up on here. It sits in between the air filter and the carburetor. Looks like we have to kind of work it around there. There we go. That'll sit on there when we get to it. kind of wish I had something for y'all to sit on that wasn't the table I'm working on. Let me see if I can do something here. Hold on. Y'all get a look at my shop. It's not amazing at all, but it does the job. Alright, let's see here. I'll do that. I know y'all don't want to stare at my ugly face the whole time. Let's see here. It should be about right from the engine and everything. Alright, so basically in this kit, it came with a new bolt for the carburetor to go through, new springs to adjust on it. You know, the usual. I believe this is the spring I want. And for some reason they decided to collapse one spring inside another. Makes good sense. This spring I do propose that we'll replace this right here. Never be afraid to rough the engine up. It's already old. It's not going to go anywhere. You know. And this spring, of course, goes in there. Right? Right. Okay. Now, also in this kit, came a spark plug, brand new spark plug. And yeah, guys, I ain't gonna lie, this is an Amazon kit specifically for this mower, and I'm using it. I'm using it basically to get this man's mower going again, because like he said, his wife loves this mower and they don't really want to part with it. So, you know, tough titty. Anyway, we go ahead and load up our shroud, make sure everything's back where it needs to be. Load up our shroud. Oh, hey, you're forgetting something, dummy. Yeah, that's right, I'm a dummy, I admit it. I was forgetting the brake. Yeah. Yep. Looks like I'm even putting it on upside down. Look at that. That explains why it wouldn't go on. But that's an old school brake, and it literally does what it says it's gonna do. It's gonna stop. Alright, so that's out the way. Brakes on. Make sure you keep all your old parts away. And we have to put on our guard. And guys, like I said, right now I'm just putting it together for the sake of seeing it run. Literally the same day today, we will go ahead and get this on the right way. Right? Go ahead and get this on the right way, get your bolt in, get all this stuff the right way, because as I say, the right way. Right? I had it in the right way the first time, but everybody makes mistakes, right? Anyway, go ahead and put everything back on the way it's supposed to go. Alright. Now before you start anything, yes, I'm going to put gas in it. Go ahead and let the gas sit for a minute. I will go ahead and let the gas sit for a little minute. And you only want to put enough gas in it to really get it started before you start anything at all. That's water. Before you start anything at all that you just put together, just a heads up, check your oil. It will not hurt you, will not kill you. It's a little low, but for testing purposes, I'll let it slide. For testing purposes, I'll let it slide. And y'all, while I'm thinking about it, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the first video I've done in a long time. I know Project Warlock is actually around the corner. It's on hold. Alright guys, so sorry for the delay. As you can see, we kind of got into it, me and the engine. But what was ending up being the problem with this, I tried to start it and it wouldn't get anything in the intake, so it wouldn't start off. Come to find out that the valves were stuck. See, now we got exhaust and intake. What happened to be the problem is that the springs were seized up because it hasn't been running a while. As you can see, I've taken off the exhaust, I've taken off everything else. You know, I still have to clean up a bunch of stuff, but as of now, it should run. We'll see. Alright guys, so back to the Murray Pushmower. I've checked the valves. The valves are working. Spark's getting good spark. Intake, I've tried a few different options. Short of seeing why in the hell this thing is not wanting to fire off, I'm going to try taking the carburetor off real quick and seeing if there might be anything gunked up in the intake, like a bull weevil or something. And if that doesn't work on this engine that's already on here, my donor, actually, this donor right here, let's see here, fires off. I got it to fire off a minute ago. I checked everything out, you know, checked for compression, all the usual suspects. All that is, as far as the revving, is the idle tension spring, which came in our kit. I believe that there may be a problem with the gas tank I ordered, but this one's not having any issues with the gas tank itself. Also the hardware, I may end up updating the hardware, you know, go ahead and sprucing up the wheels a little bit, cleaning them up. Like I said, I'm going to do a nice job. I really want to do a nice job. I don't want him to sit there and go, you know, he kind of jipped me. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty much all about making customers happy, you know. So the basis of the upgrade here is it's going to be, I'm taking a 3.5 horse mower motor off that looks like it's seen its better days, but something's just going on inside, it's not working, to a slightly newer model, maybe a 2010. I don't have a model and serial number plate anywhere on here. I do, of course, have one on the engine, but the one that I'm actually looking for is going to be on the body. And I'm not seeing one, guys. Who knows? Maybe it got peeled off, once upon a long time ago. Anyway, he doesn't want this body. I know that much. He does like these engines. Well, his wife does. So what we'll do is we'll take parts off the donor and we'll add them to the one that his wife likes. I don't see any real reason that anything should be different. They should pretty much line up the same. But, we'll cross that bridge. I may not get back to it tonight, so if I don't, y'all see me tomorrow. Okay guys, so we've taken the problem engine off. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the surface real well. I have to take apart the entire deck, get it ready to be painted, hit it with a sander, take a scraper, get in here, clean off all the rubbish from years of use and abuse. The scraper should do fine in here. Maybe a wire wheel to go ahead and just make sure everything's good. But all the wheels will now have to come off. The wheels have to come off. This has to come off. And then I have to hang it from the rafters real good. Hit it with some red spray paint. I have wheels and everything coming off the donor. So these won't be going back on there. They're rickety. They're busted. Be a good idea just to change them out anyway. But to that point, that is where this is at. So we know we're going to keep the deck, and from that point we'll go, Avanti. So let me get some tools and see if I can get this out. We've removed the engine, and I'm going to have to cut on the light. So as you can see, we've taken off the back tires. Take the front tires off, pretty easy. We just have to open up the space, kind of, and we're going to stick a 14 on the end, 14 on the out. Good old elbow grease. The reason I'm doing it manually is not to break them loose, because this is what I got the big boy ratchet drill for. I'm actually doing it manually because I need a workout. Ta-da! No. I'm doing it manually because it's a small confined space and I don't feel like taking the wheels off. Yes, I am taking the lazy route, but at the same time, I need a workout. And I only took the lazy route on the front tires. The back tires I went ahead and knocked off with the drill. And then we'll go back after this, after we take everything off. I'm going to get my orbital sander, and we're going to sand down everything and scrape out the inside. I'll let you see what that looks like when we get back. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have got everything kind of scuffed up, ready to go. The reason it's only scuffed up and not all the way to bare metal in most parts is the fact that this is going to be the same color. I'm basically building back the same mower, but I'm trying to improve it. So I will end up taking this outside and probably setting it on a piece of plywood or something, because I have one in the background. And I'll go ahead and hit it up and we'll be back. Alright guys, so I got this on good sheet of plywood, roughly 4 foot by 4 foot. Today we're going to be using 2-time primer. After I clean this off, I'm going to hook this up to a water hose real quick, get my pressure washer back out here and go ahead and pressure wash the hell out of it, get all the gunk off, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so as you can see, it's not red. And I do have a reason for that. Um, I thought that the red might not be vivid enough without a base coat of white first. The entire top half is painted, the outside, so to speak. Um, and it looks pretty good. It's a good solid coat of white. What we're going to do is we're going to let this dry out, and actually it should be pretty close to being done. It's been almost 20 minutes. Yeah, it's almost dry. And then we'll give it another coat. We'll coat it with red. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys kind of how I've been doing it. Alright, so we take the 2 times Rust-Oleum, right? And, you know, I like to start from the top. Make sure you give your cans a good rattle. And this is actually .052 welding wire. But it's pretty strong for doing what you need to do like this. Give it that nice bright red color, hitting all the exposed surfaces. Make sure you keep moving. Spray paint will bubble up on you if you're not careful. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. It makes a nice bright red color. And that's kind of what I want. I want a new tone of red. The old tone of red was pretty good, but at the same time, we're trying to make it new. We don't want to. If I had a color matcher that I could match the Murray red to, I don't think this is too bad. I think the white really underneath the red like that gives it a good tone to kind of bring out all the brightness of that red. I really want a nice bright red, you know. And while we're on the subject of making it look new, I do got to order some new decals. As you see, all the decals from this model are gone. And the reason being is I don't know who. I'm not pointing any fingers, but somebody decided to coat it in something that looked like John Deere green, and it wasn't doing so hot. It kind of was like almost a half camo pattern. It was almost a half camouflage pattern. It was almost half camouflage, so it didn't look quite right. But when he told me he wanted to get it fixed, I told him I would do him a good thing, because he said it's for his wife. So I probably already said that a dozen times, but you know, I can't reiterate the things we do for the ones we love. You know, we go through things that, you know, as men we don't generally share with our loved ones. And we end up working hard and busting our hind ends, and we don't expect any gratification in return, because at the end of the day, the reason we do what we love is because we love people. You know, at the end of the day, it's because we love people. You know, we do anything in the world for our moms. We do anything in the world for our aunts, our uncles. You know, if we can do it, we can do it, you know? the end of the day, if we can do it for the ones we love, we can do it. It's not that we do it because, you know, we're there. It's that we do it because we love people, you know. I work a regular job a few days a week, and the rest of the week I do this because I love people. I love helping people. But as you can see, that's generally how we do it. We might add a second coat just to kind of see if we missed anything. That's going to take 20 minutes to at least dry to the touch. Other than that, it's going to fully dry completely 100% by 24 hours. I may end up hitting the other side with a red. I do have to hit a couple spots again with white because I do not have access to the decals, but I can get kind of like a Xerox copy of the decals and make the emblems for them. But he told me if I couldn't find the emblems, that was fine too. But I think this is where I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm going to let this hang and dry, you know, and we'll see how it turns out tomorrow. Till then, guys, Shaggy's Repairs. Alright guys, so we're back with Shaggy's Small Engines, and I can't see nothing yet. Give me a second, I'll cut a light on. This is going to be the last video on the Pushmower build. I'm going to kind of do a recap. I know you can't really see it real well. It's painted, it's put back together, 2 brand new wheels on the back, primer black on top. What happened after the last video is I just kind of got busy, had a few customers that needed stuff done, and I don't know how well you can see it, but she's looking slick. I ain't got decals on there because I just didn't have any. They can be ordered online. I do got to tell the customer, but this was kind of a rush job at the last minute. I was running out of time, but I already had everything to get it back together. But, short story, here we go. I ended up having to swap engines. This is a 3 3/4 horsepower. It was a 3.5 when I got it. Basically, I swapped the crankshaft over, trimmed the top end to make it fit on the new pulley. The reason I swapped is because the shaft coming out of the bottom of the mower was maybe an inch bigger, and I ended up swapping everything over and doing my little thing, putting newer parts on it, making it look good. Cleaned the blade, sharpened the blade, painted the shroud, painted the air box, new spark plug, new filter. Carburetor that we were going to put on it originally ended up turning into a ball of fire. I was heating up the blade lock on the bottom of the spindle shaft, and it ended up catching the whole engine on fire, catching the carburetor on fire. It was an honest mistake. It does happen. But I happen to have the 3 3/4 horsepower. It's a Murray, originally a 22-inch Sprint motor, and I ended up having this Murray 20. I believe it's a 22-inch as well. And this is just how it ended up. But here we are. Accidents happen. It's put together. Now we're going to start it up. If you don't mind showcasing the light that way. Pull the handle down. A few squirts of gas. Took it a minute to get idle, but now it's in good shape. So now I'm sure my buddy at work, my customer, will be really glad to see this. His wife will be pretty happy to see it. Everything on it is good to go. I just got to tighten one screw on the air box that I forgot earlier. And that's it for this video.